There's just so much.
You're listening to a Mamamia podcast.
Mamamia acknowledges the traditional owners of land and waters that this podcast is recorded on. Hello and welcome to Cancelled, the podcast that looks at silly celebrity crimes and assigns charges and sentences to them so that we can all move on with our lives. I'm Claire Stevens and I'm joined by
Jessie Stevens.
And Jessie, I've actually got a lazy girl story for us today because you are a very lazy girl and couldn't even bring a lazy girl story.
Forgot.
Yeah. So that's okay.
I told this story on Mamamia Out Loud, and I'll just put it here on the table, about the girl I saw who stacked it in public but continued to text.
Yeah.
I can't work out if it's an ultimate lazy girl move or maybe the opposite.
I think it's a lazy girl move.
She stacked it, appeared to break her leg, and I went to help her, but she was very busy madly texting while moaning in pain. And it was one of the most confusing, confronting sights I've ever seen.
I think lazy girls don't live in the real world. They live on their phones.
Yes.
And so when something happens, she's like, oh, I better send a message about
She
this.
commando crawled across a crossing and she was holding up traffic, but she didn't appear to know.
You're in an emergency situation.
Lazy girl. She's a lazy girl.
We need to be present.
Yeah.
Actually.
Lazy girls break bones.
Yeah. I've broken many a bone. Jessie, this comes from Miranda. Lazy girl story. So last year, I heard some sounds in my house while I was in bed.
Oh, is this a ghost story?
Ish, not really, no. It sounded like I could hear my back door. I heard some banging and some rummaging and definitely some footsteps.
Okay, so you had an intruder.
I also heard my cat meowing super loudly.
So there's an intruder in your home.
My first thought was not home invasion, it was ghost. So I listened a bit from bed and then decided, nope, definitely a home invasion. Something is being stolen in capital letters for sure. But I really, really didn't want to get out of bed. So I convinced myself my cat had the 2 a.m. zoomies and she was responsible for all the noises.
Yes, good point.
Anyway, long story short, my car got stolen.
Lazy girl. She's a lazy girl.
And basically she lost a car because she couldn't be bothered getting out of bed.
But it's also, have we evolved into lazy girl mode? Is it an evolutionary...
Because is it helpful for her to get up and say,
maybe
stop,
if she got up, it could have been dangerous.
stop stealing my car?
That's not why she didn't get up.
No.
But there was an instinct that told her, stay in your warm bed.
Stop. Your cat's doing the self-defense.
Your cat's got this.
I like that the cat meowed.
Yeah, meow. Get out.
Yeah.
Get out.
Actually, one time we were robbed.
Yeah. And our
my dog
did
nothing. Didn't make a peep. Slept heavily the whole time. Barks at
You
nothing.
know the other issue with lazy girls? They don't lock their doors.
No,
They forget. Because they get into bed and they go,
Ah,
nothing to steal.
Recipe for home invasion. Jessie, on today's episode, we're talking about Isabella Korea Hadid.
Korea?
Korea? I looked up how to pronounce it.
It's not spelled like Korea, the country?
Korea?
Okay.
No.
Like Korea?
It's Khaai, like Kai Ria. Riah. She's a 26-year-old model who's broken records.
So it's Bella Hadid.
It's Bella Hadid. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry,
shorthand.
speaking in code here.
Hi, Vogue. This is Bella Hadid.
You know, Bella, I have to say that it's so cool to be able to ask you 73 questions at a horse stable.
How cool is this?
Whoa, we have horses
Good
that are...
morning. No, Bella loves a little razzle dazzle.
She loves Little Red.
Doesn't she?
She needs it.
She's a 26-year-old model who's broken records for appearing on so many magazine covers and is, according to science, the most beautiful woman in the world.
We have done her mother, haven't we?
Yolanda.
Yolanda Hadid.
Yes. She's a middle child. Her older sister is Gigi. Gigi Hadid. Her younger brother...
I thought...
I know.
I get them mixed up.
I would have thought Gigi was younger.
Yeah.
I know. And her younger brother is Anwar.
Oh, we know all about Anwar.
Yeah.
He's the Rob Kardashian of the Hadids.
Yeah, he released music recently. It's really bad.
Okay.
Yeah, it's horrible. I find it really hard to do any sort of recap of a model's career because it's like she's walked at all the fashion weeks and for
And
most,
been on
if
the
not all
things.
of the brands.
And she's on
Victoria's-
the cover of that one too.
Yeah, Victoria's Secret, cover of Elle, Bulgari,
Yeah.
Paris. that just about
Maybe
sums
to
it up.
other people find that interesting. I don't.
They're like, Balmain.
What's Balmain?
I think
Is that how you
it's the
say Balmain?
I don't think you say Balmain because it's French. So I feel like they say, oh, Balmain.
I've always said Balmain.
Yeah, same, obviously.
And when I say always, I mean I'm mostly referring to the suburb. I've never bought the product.
No. But Bella is a very successful model, and that deserves to be respected. But importantly, she needs to come to the cancel courtroom for reasons that include awkward videos, lying, and cosplaying as poor. Jessie, my structure for today is as follows. It's a chunky one. Having a new face, 2 very different videos, lying about pizza, allegedly growing up poor, a problematic TikTok sound, and a photo of a shoe that broke the internet.
Because when we did Yolanda, we referred to the nose job, didn't we? Because Yolanda looked at her 14-year-old and went, let's get that nose
And went, come on,
fixed."
I'll take you to the nose job shop.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
to me, that's a Yolanda Hadid crime.
Yes.
Because Bella was under the age
Age
of culpability.
Yeah,
for
exactly
that
right.
one.
Yes.
As previously stated, Bella is the most beautiful woman in the world. A study was carried out by Dr. Julian De Silva, who is
Oh, well, if it's Dr. Julian De Silva.
he is described as a gold medalist plastic surgeon. Jessie, there are no medals for plastic surgery. And if there are, that is a problem.
He's just some guy in LA who has had too much surgery himself.
Yes. He applied...
Is he on botched?
I don't know. He'd probably have more authority if he was. But he applied the golden ratio, which is a ratio devised by the ancient Greeks to measure physical beauty to various female celebrities. Apparently...
Brad Pitt's got a good one.
Yeah, obviously. I thought Angelina Jolie was the most beautiful person in the world. But anyway, a visually balanced face is meant to be 1.6 times longer than it is wide.
Okay, it's as you're reading this, I'm reminded of a message I was sent on Twitter this week.
Oh,
Which was, I wrote a story about having the flu and having COVID, and I had a person slide into my Twitter DMs and say that from looking at my face, he could tell that I had a deformity, which meant that I had some illness that he believed would make me more susceptible to COVID, like long-term effects,
Yeah.
and that I would pass it on to my baby because it's genetic.
But when you looked at the condition...
And he was like, he listed a whole lot of things
About your face.
about all these things are wrong with your face, which are all symptoms of this condition, and I think you should get it checked out.
The cardinal symptom of which is extreme flexibility, and you are the least flexible person.
He was like, yeah. It's why your eyes are so far apart. And I was like, I've never thought my eyes are that far apart.
He was a
So
troll.
I also have the golden ratio.
Yeah, your own golden ratio. So 1.6 times longer than it is wide. And the distance from the top of your nose, our producer caught me doing this morning, from the top of your nose to the center of your lips should be about 1.6 times the distance from the center of your lips to the chin.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so you don't have enough chin.
Oh, hey now. The
You've got
extent
You've
which...
got too much mid-face.
have too much mid-face. Oh, no. Sorry. I have too much forehead as one thing. But the extent to which my measurements would upset this doctor, he'd be like, so 1.6 is the ideal?
Yeah.
You're a 79. And all of a sudden, he'd be screaming and things would be on fire and smoking.
Self-combust.
And the experiment, like, it required no equipment. So why is there a chemical reaction happening in the background?
He would just see dollar signs.
He'd be really upset by my face.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, come on, I'll give you all the surgeries. And I say, no, I can't afford them. Anywho, Bella wins.
The winner of Best Face is Bella Hadid.
She got a rating of 94.3%.
That's not in her face.
And then it
She got the nose job when she was 14.
Yes.
I'm looking at her face right now just so that I can decide whether I agree.
Well, second was Beyonce, then Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift, Scarlett Johansson. And just as a side note, speaking of people we cancel along the way, Dr. Julian De Silva. Shut up. Could you
Shut
not
up.
be doing
I agree.
better research with your research
Like you're
skills?
some kind of medical doctor. Go find the cure to cancer
Go.
instead of looking at people's faces and be like, you're number 1 and you're number 6.
Or do plastic surgery that's like important instead
Yeah.
of being like, Bella Hadid is beautiful. I I know. But yes, Jessie.
Yeah, her face is different to yours.
Yes.
I can see that. I can see that.
You raise a good point, which is it's not her OG face.
No.
So she did say last year in a Vogue profile that she had the nose job at 14, as we discussed. That's on Yolanda. Bella has denied having any other cosmetic procedures.
Oh, that's not what I just
No. She says she hasn't had filler. She says...
Didn't she say she didn't have a nose job until...
Yeah. That seems to be the case. They're like, stop accusing me of having plastic surgery. And then they have something to promote. And they're like, I had all of it, in fact. So
I did have all of it, yes.
I mean, for start, her lips are completely different to what they were. But I'm actually not going to go deep into her face and how it has changed because...
Really? Because that's all you've talked about so far.
Because I don't know what it feels like to grow up with a GG. No offense. No offense. And as a Yolanda who's like, come on, in the car. Are we going to get ice cream, Mum? No, we're going to fix your nose.
Yeah.
It's going to hurt a lot.
And now I have 2 daughters in the car. And only one of them is booked
Getting a
the
nose job
today.
We don't bother with Anwar.
No.
He's fine.
He needs to have a sock line.
So I think the ultimate criminal here, as previously stated, is Dr. Julian. And
To a lesser extent,
Yolanda. Jessie. 2 very different videos. One of our favourite things in the cancel courtroom is when people put on different accents.
Yes.
So Ilaria Baldwin, Lindsay Lohan, Liam Payne. It makes us feel funny. So I need to talk about
It shows that people aren't sure of who they are.
I need to talk about 2 Bella Hadid videos that give off very different energy because in one she's an American woman and in the other she's a French woman. First, Bella the American. In 2017, this video is released where Bella Hadid is going sneaker shopping. It's like this segment. And she's giving off gangster vibes. I'm just going to play you a little bit of it.
And I don't mind dirty sneakers, but they better be fresh, you know? If Homeboy's coming through with these, it's quiet. Yeah, no, it's quiet for him. But like if he comes through in like these, Homeboy's gonna like get it.
She's quite ghetto American.
She uses the word dope a lot. And she does say, homeboy's gonna like get it.
Yes. Very LA.
And who is homeboy? She also has 200 pairs of Nikes at home, which is super relatable. But Jessie, there were lots of memes that came out of that video. I just want you to read out just these 3 here.
I get her mixed up with like Hailey Bieber.
Yes, they're very similar. I think they're friends.
And someone else. They're just the same person. Okay, so Bella did talk like an undercover cop. That's very true.
She's like, how do you do, fellow kids?
I see Bella Hadid in the corner of my room repeating dope and homeboy when I'm having sleep paralysis. I agree. Arrest her. Bella Hadid said dope, fresh and homeboy within a 5-second span. There has to be a law against that.
There does.
Is very
and
true.
That is a case for the cancel courtroom.
Yes. That is criminal. I remember when we were in maybe year 10 and you started dating a skater boy and we started using the word rad.
Oh, I started saying yo. No. My way. I remember I was trying to be cool in front of somebody on MSN and you said be cool and I put yo and you went, oh.
And I kept saying that's rad.
Yeah.
And people would make fun of me.
You went a bit skater girl for a minute there.
Yeah, I did.
In 2021, she debuted her French accent. So Bella goes French. Had she been spending a lot of time in France? Not particularly.
Okay.
She lives in the US. Obviously, she does a lot of traveling, which is lovely. But she's in Paris, coming out of a show. And this is what she sounds like.
Everyone is the best, and this collection was to die for, no?
She like kisses her lips.
No.
Like a chef.
No.
No.
Jessie, here's another one.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing, beautiful, definite. The wedding dress, I think I might have to steal this one, but...
I can't.
She has like this
A broadly
deeper...
European where it's like her mouth can't quite get around the English words.
And it's deeper.
Yes.
It's like, she's like, homeboy. And then she's like, oh, the dress is so nice. I'm in Paris. What I will say Bella can speak a little bit of French because I have seen clips where she was at Cannes and she speaks in French. But I still think the contrast between French Bella and American Bella is incredible.
She looks like a completely different person.
When she goes French.
She looks like Yolanda's daughter when she's going full homeboy.
Yeah.
And she's very European catwalk.
Mm-hmm. When she goes
when
French.
she puts on her parasite. Yeah.
Everyone on Twitter is just always thinking about Bella Hadid's French accent. And here's a meme that went viral at the time.
Okay, it says, when you've been in Paris an hour and already forgotten you're American, and she's got those little sunglasses on that only Europeans can wear. Is she saying Simon is the best?
Yeah. No?
No.
No.
First time I got back from London, I was like, top of the morning to ya.
You reckon? Yeah. Actually, okay, that is something I forget about Bella Hadid. Quite young. So we feel weird about Bella Hadid's fake French accent. Jessie, lying about pizza.
Okay.
In 2022, in an interview with ID, the publications she gets interviewed for are so left of centre. But Bella is asked about her favourite go-to snack. And she says the following.
My favorite go-to snack, probably pizza at least once a day.
Jessie, did she go to say once a week and then change to day?
Once a day.
There's so much wrong with what I just saw.
Yeah, go on.
She's clearly lying. Okay. B, pizza isn't a snack, it's a meal. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Even when you're eating it in a snack capacity.
It's a meal.
When someone says, what's your favourite snack? The answer is chips or chocolate.
Or, no, you get more specific, M&M's.
Yeah. Just specifically name a snack.
Mint slice.
But it's like, what's your favourite snack? Burgers once a day. Jesus.
Calm down.
Calm down.
Yeah.
Have burgers every day, but call them a meal.
Yeah.
She's gone pizza once a week. She's realised that's not an impressive thing to say, especially when it's just a snack. And so everyone's just assuming you're having, half a piece of pizza at 4? And then she's gone,
Got to be relatable.
Got to be relatable. Every day I'm having pizza as a snack.
She's clearly had a glitch.
Yeah.
And gone, how often do these regular people eat pizza?
Yes.
She almost wants to stop someone on the street and say, hi, you're a normal person. How much pizza do you eat?
Is relatable.
How often?
How often? Are we talking a weekly, a monthly basis?
Daily, hourly?
Because even saying I have pizza once a week is just not an interesting sentence.
So clearly she went day.
Which is, as aforementioned, too much. She just...
Too much. So you don't believe that Bella has pizza once a day?
I don't believe that Bella has pizza once a day. And this is why. Pizza as a snack is too hard to get your hands on for a snack once a day. You generally, I know that she lives in America, but she is French. So there's also that. But like in Australia, you'd have to buy a whole pizza.
Yeah.
To then have a snack of that. To then hold on for it for a week. And really after 2 or 3 days,
you think,
are we getting sick?
You think, so what you've done, I imagine you live either alone or with a partner.
Yeah.
You've bought a whole pizza. You've put it in the fridge.
Yeah.
And every day, I don't know, one. But that clashes with lunchtime. But anyway, You're having a slice.
Yes, as a snack.
How long does that last?
I just don't think that by the 6th day it's appropriate.
Her
schedule as an interviewer, I would have pressed. And I would have said,
Schedule.
oh, sorry, what time do you have your snack pizza?
When did you have your pizza today?
Today. What was on it?
Mm.
What consists of a snack? A whole piece or a quarter?
Just the crust.
She's a liar.
She's lied. She's lied about her pizza consumption.
She's misinterpreted what the word snack means.
From the perspective of being uncertain of how the average person behaves. Growing up poor. In 2021, Bella did an episode of Vogue's Life in Looks series where she goes through 15 of her past looks and she talks about them. One of the looks she talked about was this one from Cannes. And look, I'd ask you to say something about it, but I don't know what there is to say.
She's just on a ledge with a leg and
shoes.
I don't have a lot of opinions on shoes, but I don't like those shoes.
No.
They're thong heels. I I've never liked them
No.
because they go in and out of fashion very quickly.
What do you think of the dress?
I can't really see it.
Yeah.
It's pink and short.
It's
and she's
fine.
in France and it's 2021 and you just know that she's leaning over the balcony going, oui, oui, poo-poo.
Oui, oui. Boo-boo. She looks lovely. And it must have been a designer outfit because she went on to tell the interviewer about this photo.
Hey, it must be Mama.
Bum. She said.
I never growing up had anything designer. You know, my mom wouldn't let me. I think I got my first pair of Louboutins when I graduated high school. It makes me emotional actually because I'm like so happy in this picture.
Claire, when did you get your first Louboutins?
I have never owned a pair. I would not know what they look like. She said, I feel so good about myself. I felt so beautiful. Compared to my younger self, she was so sad, and current me is so content and happy. Now, we actually can relate because we also grew up with nothing designer.
Yeah.
And that includes like Pumpkin Patch.
I thought that Billabong was designer. How about that?
I thought a brand name.
Yes.
I think, remember Kmart or Target had like
Piping
Piping Hot. Yeah, I was like, that's a brand.
Yeah. My whole wardrobe's piping hot.
Yeah, I'm a brand gal.
And then I'd want shoes with 3 stripes.
Well,
and you'd
pay
always
less.
end up with 4. And you were like,
Less
well, this
add 4.
reveals
Or
our
alternatively.
family income.
Yeah. Very publicly. Jessie, the reason we grew up with nothing designer wasn't because our mum wouldn't let us. Or was it? She wouldn't let us because it would have plunged our family into horrific debt. Because like most people, we absolutely could not afford it. Bella's mum, Yolanda, has an estimated net worth of $45 million. She was a top model. And
Wasn't their dad like a tycoon of some?
yeah, so her father, Mohammed, a luxury real estate developer, has an
that's right.
estimated net worth between 100 and 200 million.
In fairness, if my parents were that rich and they weren't buying me
Designer.
designer, I'd be like,
Jess, they grew up, Bella grew up in an $85 million custom-built mansion. As a teenager, she was really into equestrian and wanted to compete at the 2016 Summer Olympics, which we've said it once, we'll say it again, only rich people can be into horse riding.
yeah. yeah.
So she's
You
giving...
sound delusional if you're a poor person who's obsessed with horses.
Correct. Louboutins start at $695 and the most expensive pair is nearly $6,000. Can you imagine mum buying us twins? $695. She would have said the following: you're only going to grow out of them.
Yeah.
We can't afford it.
We can't afford it. They don't sell them at
She
Payless.
wouldn't know where to get them.
That's actually really true.
I don't know where to get them. David Jones?
I don't know.
Surely.
Online?
Yeah. This isn't the first time Bella has talked about how hard it was to grow up without buying designer items.
Well, yeah, it makes her emotional.
Speaking to Elle in 2017, she said, I know all the secrets for how to shop for good stuff on a budget because I didn't buy anything designer until I turned 18. When I was 18, I finally let myself buy a designer piece. I bought a pair of Louboutins because that's what you do when you're 18. Jessie, is that what you do when you're 18?
We used to go to Direct Factory Outlet. DFO, where something like a brand name such as Bonds was having a sale on hoodies before winter.
Yeah.
In which case we would go hard.
Mm-hmm.
Or mum would say, you want a formal dress? Buy it yourself and you can only spend $80. It's like, and I'm going to make you feel guilty for it.
Yes. She can, the sick look.
The sick look on
When-
everyone's face.
when-
Mum, I can't afford shoes. Ugh.
Money's tight. Jess, Bella cosplayed. She's continuing to cosplay being poor growing up.
Mm.
And sweetie, you have absolutely no idea. Jessie, a problematic TikTok sound. You've probably heard the sound on TikTok that's like, so my name is Bella Hadid.
So my name My name is Bella Hadid.
The idea is that it's a sound that goes over the top of videos when people are being skinny or like doing skinny behavior.
Oh.
So when they're eating a salad or drinking a green juice or trying on a really small t-shirt that
Or
shouldn't
snacking
fit,
on pizza, yeah.
and then it fits. There's one that has millions of views where a guy takes a glass from a cabinet, fills it with water, drinks it, and then puts the empty glass next to a piece of uneaten pizza. And the audio says, so my name is Bella Hadid. There's been panic because everyone thinks the sound is promoting dangerous food habits.
Is that Bella's fault, though? Do we know that Bella has dangerous food habits?
Well, I think it is a little bit awkward given that Bella Hadid has been quite vocal about experiencing anorexia.
Okay.
So she spoke to Vogue last year and detailed how little she would eat and what it was like to feel like Gigi Hadid's uglier sister. So it does feel a bit odd to make a joke out of eating disorder behaviours and then use the voice of somebody who quite openly suffered from an eating disorder.
Yeah.
But I think what this all comes down to is that people want some honesty reflected about
What it takes to be Bella Hadid?
yes,
Yeah.
what it takes to be Bella Hadid, but also they want to call out the pizza bullshit.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that, but this is not Bella Hadid's. I think that we cancel TikTok
yes.
in such a case. It's not Bella Hadid's fault.
Yes, correct. Jessie, a photo of a shoe that broke the internet. In 2019, Bella Hadid posted a photo of her foot and was accused of being a racist. And doesn't that sum
All
up the
right,
internet?
that is very the internet.
She posted an Instagram story at an airport
Okay.
looking out at the big windows towards the planes.
Which really you only get in a lounge. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. She probably had to wait till she was like 6 to go into a lounge.
Oh, don't. It's too sad. In the photo, her shoe, which is a black boot, is resting against the window with the sole face towards like 3 planes. And if you look closely, the planes are from Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. In some cultures, showing the bottom of your feet or the soles of your shoes is considered offensive.
Never heard of it.
People-
Not that it's not true. I've just personally never heard of it.
And I can imagine that Bella Hadid had never heard of it. People cannot seriously have thought she was making a statement with this photo. The hashtag Bella Hadid is racist started to go viral, and people started calling on the brands she works with to drop her. She ended
Imagine
up,
you're like a brand manager at Belma
and you're
and
like,
you're living your life and they call and they're like, Bella Hadid's a racist. And you're like, oh, well, we're going to have to drop her, but we should probably know first
Yeah.
what she did. Well, she posted a picture of her shoe. Did her shoe have a Nazi sign on it?
no.
No. Did it say, I hate people who don't look like me? No, her shoe did not say that.
No.
Showed the bottom of her shoe.
It was directed at planes.
Had she stepped on people of colour? No, she hadn't. It's the bottom of her shoe is of offensive custom.
Is face towards planes, which now represent countries, according to this.
Apparently.
She ended up posting this big apology to Instagram where she said it was, I quote, an honest mistake on an early morning, which I'm
Yeah.
like, honestly,
Oh, the mistakes
that
made on an early morning.
explains so much. The weird thing is that the way the media works, all the headlines were like, Bella Hadid responds to backlash over offensive Instagram photo, or Bella Hadid forced to apologise over racist Instagram post.
You think that she's at the window, like putting her fingers up at like United Arab Emirates, being like, "Nah, you're the worst country."
And it's like we just took for granted that it was offensive, racist, and that there was some intention
Has
behind
anyone
it.
even fact checked that that's a thing?
It is a thing.
Okay.
It is a thing. And it was a lot of people from the Middle East saying this is a custom. But I think it has to be understood that that was not what she meant.
Intention.
And that surely calling that out and bringing it was a story. It was an Instagram story. It was only ever going to last for 24 hours. By calling it out, it's
blowing up
Blowing
the alleged
up.
racism.
and it's
Yeah.
garnering a whole lot more attention towards something you find offensive.
But Claire, the next time you're at an airport in a business lounge
wearing
looking
a boot,
at
3 planes.
3 planes that are all from the Middle East with the bottom of your boot showing, you'll think twice, won't you?
Exactly. I thought this comment in response to her apology really summed things up. It said, "We don't care if you did it by mistake or not, but you are famous. You should be more carefully." You should be more careful.
Be more carefully.
And that's it. I don't care.
Well put.
Point is, you're famous, and therefore I will hold you to standards that change often.
That I do not mean myself. I have only just learned that this is not a good thing to do. You should have known because you are famous.
And therefore have access to all of the knowledge in the world. I hate the internet. Jessie, it's time for charges and sentences. My charge is this, and it hits a little bit close to home. Something that often happens in court is that when you bring a charge, it is something that is personal to you. So you look at a case and go...
Through you could only ever look at a case through your lens.
Yeah, there's no objective way to do law.
Yeah. It's based on things such as mood, vibe, attitude,
my
and
feelings
your
today.
past experiences.
Yeah, how I feel today, which is a bit off. So, Jessie, my charge is pretending to be poor in her childhood.
Okay.
That really upset me.
Yeah. Because as aforementioned, we used to have to, and we've brought this up before, but we will bring it up again. Sometimes we had to get a weekly, not a new release.
Yeah.
So I just knocked my water bottle out of frustration because it made me sad.
We did have to get weeklies, and
weeklies weren't as good.
And we would, go for a day out doing some sort of activity, like going to a park.
Yes.
And
we'd get hungry at lunchtime and Mum would have packed sandwiches. And that was horrible.
She would have packed sandwiches and
fish and chips like everyone else.
and Pop-Tops that were warm.
Sometimes the Pop-Tops had actually already been drunk and now they just had replacement cordial.
Yes, and it just was not the
she
same.
would say, if you're thirsty, drink water.
And then you'd go to like sport, like Jack and Nick could be playing rugby league and everyone's going to the canteen.
Yeah, getting a Powerade. Not us.
No.
Have some water. Don't want it.
Sometimes I'd get like 20-cent Red Frogs.
Yeah. And to be clear, we weren't poor. We were just probably normal.
Yes.
That is what it's like to live as a normal person in the world.
When you don't live in an $85 million house.
Correct.
Just my sentence. Bella Hadid is known for her fashion and or style.
I do not know the difference.
And she clearly thinks that she was disadvantaged by having not had designer clothes before 18.
Mm.
That is something that really held her back in life. So what I want is that for the duration of our childhood, which was, let's say, 10 years, I'm going to need her to be dressed by Mum. By our Mum. And Mum's going to say, what are those $170?
Oh, honey, no.
No.
Remember the time she took you to Target, bought you the matching velvet tracksuit?
Yeah.
That's what she'll do. Bella, come on.
Target's
And by
got
the
some
way, they
great
weren't
stuff.
cheap. They were not cheap.
No.
Had an elastic waistband so that as you grew, so too did the pants. Because we can't be getting, and remember every time you get a school shoe, it's a big fuss. It's like, your feet are going to grow. Well, I'm sorry.
I'm really sorry.
I'm sorry.
That I'm growing and that you need to keep purchasing things. But the thing
We don't
about
buy designer shoes for children.
the thing about Bella Hadid is that the quality of every item of clothing that she wears must just be so good. And people often look at her and they do the same thing with Hailey Bieber and they say, is she good at fashion?
Is she stylish or is she rich? Great question.
No, well, three things. Is she stylish?
Yeah.
Or is she just rich?
Yeah.
Or is she just really thin?
Great
And
question. Yeah.
the thing is, Mum will test that. Mum will test that because she'll go, here's some low quality cotton. You can
And
wear
we don't
that.
iron in this home.
No. So you
And
wear
your silk
that.
shirt, putting it through the wash with everything else.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
now it's
look.
a different fabric.
It's ruined. How about that? And when Bella Hadid goes to Cannes,
Yeah.
No, that's okay. Mum's shopped for formal dresses before. She'll get you something. She'll get you something nice.
Oh, you would not believe what you can pick up at Vinnie's.
No.
Not believe.
So that's
Just throw something around the middle. That's what Mum used to say.
Oh, it just needs a belt. What? Mum, it's meant to be knee length down to my ankles. Just wear a belt. It'll be fine. So that's what she needs, just so
I like that.
she can really start to understand what it's like to not be wearing designer brands.
Yeah. Okay, I like that.
Jessie, what's your charge and sentence?
It's pretty simple. And I'm not sure if it's one that we've properly prosecuted before. It's come up a lot, but I'm not sure if it's a crime that's officially been added into the rule book. But it's in regards to accents. And we can't just be trying on accents because it's embarrassing and cringe for those around us. It's confusing in terms of a coherence. And so my sentence is pick an accent, any accent. Stick to it.
Yeah, just one.
Happy for her to be French. Happy.
For her to be ghetto LA.
Ghetto LA, absolutely. But we've got to have some consistency long term. We can't be going to Paris, putting on an accent, going to London.
Mm-hmm.
Then what? We go to New Zealand. I can't do a New Zealand accent. But
Sex.
I,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sex.
Exactly.
Oh, come on,
fish and
Bella.
chops.
Yeah.
No, Bella.
No.
You get LA.
No.
Everyone has to pick an accent, stick to it.
Yes. It's because otherwise it's offensive.
It is.
It's
It
offensive
is.
to the
French people. To real French people.
Yeah.
Real French people everywhere deserve to be respected for their accent. You can't cosplay poor and you can't cosplay French.
Great lessons out of today's cancelled. Jessie, that's all we've got time for. We will put the receipts on the twins_thoughts on Instagram. Jessie's doing a bit of a shady look, but she will at some point. That is convenient to her. And this episode was produced by Talissa Bazaz with audio editing by Thom Lyon. And guys, please keep sending the Lazy Girl stories. I went really deep and found so many the other day that gave me so much joy.
In our DMs, is that the best place for people to send them?
DMs is great.
At the twins_thoughts on Instagram, please send them, or you can send them to podcast@mamamia.com.au. We just love them. They bring us so much joy.
And we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.